Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Check, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops that find to these Urkels that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
You gonna dig this?
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack, Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man, A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walk it, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on this morning? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Like on the Remember the Titans. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a good day to be a football player. Anyway, listen, man. Listen. Today, I think I'm gonna do this often. Off script in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Make it like a morning call-in show or something like that. Like, you know, when you listen to the radio going to work or something like that. Do something like this, a little live show, a little something light, you know. I always wanted to be a radio personality all in the morning. You hear me in your car radio coming through the day. You feel me? So good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, what's up, Best to Do It? What's up, Doc? Appreciate you. And Jeffrey Gunn, appreciate you for coming, a new YouTube member, my guy. Thank you so much. And as we speak, I want to talk about that real quick. Make sure you join the Off Script membership program. Listen, benefits, perks come with it. Get your calls answered and all that type of stuff, man. Listen, you get shout outs, you get membership live, exclusive membership lives with me and stuff like that. Let me get to these people. Morning, Lee. Morning, John. Morning, hey Bub. Let's get it. All right, let's get it. Now listen, I have to be honest today. This one morning M4 baby clips morning. I gotta be honest. This one is how do I say it? This one goes out to my homeboy Derek. All right. Derek Qualls, that's his Twitter. He posted this last night about the screenshots I'm about to show you and things like that. And he posted it last night. And I'm reading this stuff and I'm just like, what the hell is we doing? And then I felt like I wouldn't be me if I didn't come for an administrator. Like, name. I came for Derek Horn. Everybody came for Derek last night. And today I'm coming for Tamika. All right, listen. I don't care if Alcorn never invites me to a function. Okay, I really don't care. All right. I've always said my mom's motto is this: right is right and wrong is wrong. Doesn't matter how it looks, doesn't matter how it plays. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And what she tweeted out yesterday was flat out wrong on every bit of wrong. Okay. So once again, shout out to my man Derek who put it on his Twitter. Let me give him his full kudos and let me put his Twitter out here. This is his Twitter name. All right. So if y'all want to go follow my man on Twitter, that is my man's Twitter right there. Derek Qualls 06. He is an Alcornite. So he definitely put that out last night. So all right, let's get into this real quick. All right. I'm not going to be long. I'm not going to hold y'all up. I know you guys got work. I know you guys are driving into work, but I want to make sure I hit all the topics. So the first two tweets, all right, that I saw was this, and I'm gonna blow this up. And hopefully if you're not at work, you can read this and you can, you're not just listening to me, right? So Tamika D. Samuels. Now, before I get into this tweet, also let me share something with y'all as well. Tamika is the associate athletic director. She's the senior women's administrator, right? She was just brought on. I'm reading this straight off the Alcorn website. She was brought on in July 2021. The sis ain't been there a year. Okay. Was named associate director of Alcorn State University in July 2021, bringing her career experience in collegiate athletics and professional organizations. She had done a 2-year stint at UAPB where she oversaw the internal and business operations for the department. All right. Before that, she was at the Houston. She did 5 months as the club director at the Houston Boys and Girls Club, overseeing youth programs. All right. Before that, she was at the Minority Academy. Before that, she was at University of North Texas. And to top it all off, since everybody want to talk about what school you went to, nobody. Every time I say something about HBCUs, they was like, "Well, you ain't go to the HBCU. Well, you ain't go. Well, y'all need to pull this lady's car. Tamika needs to get her car pulled because right here it says Samuel's a Saginaw, Michigan native, not Mississippi, not Louisiana, not Alabama, Saginaw, Michigan. okay, was a participant at Charles Whitcomb Leader Institute, holds a bachelor degree in sports medicine and exercise science from Eastern Michigan University. Last time I checked, that ain't a HBCU. But what I know. So I get creamed because I ain't go to a HBCU. You don't know about the swag, Scotty. You don't know nothing about this. You don't know nothing about that. And this girl and the woman y'all hired has no HBCU documentation other than working at UPAB for a couple years. All right. And has a bachelor's athletic training from Saginaw Valley State. Now, that might sound like a HBCU, but it don't. All right. And she earned her master's in sports administration at Central Michigan University. I know for damn sure that ain't an HBCU. All right. So once again, don't come for her. All right. So everybody love to say, where your SWAC hours, where your credentials. But y'all letting her come for a highly ranked. Listen. This woman, I apologize. This woman coming at Fred McNair is like somebody coming for Julius Caesar. You know what I'm saying? Like a somebody in the democracy or the Roman Empire coming for Julius Caesar. They be like, who is you? Who is you? You said that? You said that. Not Pilate. Pilate didn't say, if y'all don't know, I'm a big guy in Roman mythology, so I apologize, right? So I love Roman mythology, but and Roman Empire and stuff. But that's my thing. So you have people who are not have not been certified in SWAC hours enough to come for, the top people in SWAC culture. What is we doing? All right. So she says, folks losing their minds for real. Well, you would understand that if you had SWAC hours. I don't even have SWAC hours, and I know for a fact that you don't shoot shots at a McNair. Come on, man. Like, you don't do that. You don't shoot shots at a McNair. You don't take shots at the Kennedys. You don't shoot shots at the Mannings. That you don't do that. You don't do. It's just unwritten rules and stuff you don't do, and that's one of them. Okay. So then she says what he said. Be an example, not a distraction. All right. And the coach says, strive to be as mentally tough, poised, coachable, and encouraging as you want your athletes to be. Set the standard. Be this. He has done that. You would know that if you hadn't been here since July. Okay. You would know that. You see, you're all in the Kool-Aid, but don't know the flavor. Oh, that's an old one right there. That's an old one right there. That's an oldie but goodie. We used to say that in Maryland all the time. You're all in the Kool-Aid and you don't know the flavor. All right. So once again, you know what I'm gonna say? And shout out to my man BJ. That don't make no damn sense. It don't make none. It don't make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. Okay. It's sad, right? So let me show you another tweet. Cause I guess all the receipts. I'm about that life. I gets all the receipts, right? So then she says, we are at an interesting intersection in sports. Leading during a pandemic has tested everyone in different ways. We can't put winning above what's going on in the world right now. As the old saying goes, money rules everything around me. Mic drop. You ain't dropped no damn mic. What mic have you dropped? Tamika Samuels from Central Michigan. What mic drop did you drop? You ain't dropped no mic. Matter of fact, pick that sucker up and take it off stage with you, because you ain't do no mic drop. What is this? Yes, you're absolutely right. Money does rule everything. So why can't you give it to Fred? Why can't you give it to Fred? Since money rules everything, give him some. Give his program some. He's earned it. He deserves it. Once again, but you would know that if you ain't been there. You only been there for about 3 months. You don't know nothing. You don't know a damn thing. But once again, that don't make no damn sense. It don't. It literally does not. So, how, Tamika, how? How, Sway? How, Tamika? How? Explain to me why this was necessary. Explain to me why this had to be said over Twitter. You're a national story. First of all, you're the associate athletic director. Why are you talking? Why are you talking? You've been there since July. Why are you talking? That's my question. Why are you talking? Oh yeah, if you don't follow her, you won't see this. That's why I had to shout out to Derek for screenshotting and put it on his page. If you don't follow her, you can't see her stuff. All right. So my thing is this: you ain't been there long enough, boo boo. You ain't been there long enough to be saying this type of stuff. First of all, you're coming for a McNair, ma'am. You didn't even take a class at Alcorn, okay? And you're coming for a McNair, a name that is synonymous with the school, that has literally put the brand of the school on its back, okay? Alcorn and McNair are like peanut butter and jelly, all right? It's like a pimp named Slickback. It goes together like a Tribe Called Quest. It just all works together, okay? A pimp named Slickback, all right? That's how this thing works together. And you jumping in the mix, jumping all, just all up in the Kool-Aid, okay?
You are the only participant in the conference.
Just jumping all in the Kool-Aid, acting like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, acting like you're big and bad, and saying this stuff on Twitter. Like, do you listen? Twitter's serious. You better ask Donald Trump. Come on. That's my point, Mr. Campbell. Why would an administrator be passive aggressive on social media like this instead of handling the situation professionally? So for me, and this is coming from a FAMU alum, you know what I'm saying? So it's not to say, Tamika, that how you might feel is necessarily wrong. My point is to put this out on Twitter. Why? You're a national story. Like this like you already in some shit. Why add to it? Why add to it? That's my point. Why add to it? So, Tamika, come close, right? Listen to me. Listen to your boy. Me and you probably got a little bit more SWAC hours than me because you worked at UAPB for 2 years. But listen, from my experience, just some things you should stay out of. Okay, listen. This is coming from a friend. Okay, I'm coming from a soft place in my heart. Okay, so between me and you, I think you might want to just step aside on this one. Okay, I think you might want to sit this one out. Just sub yourself out. Okay, and that's the wisdom I've learned. In my short time in this. There's certain things I can't touch. Certain things I don't understand. All right. So it's like being in a parents conversation. It's a grown folks conversation. You're not at the grown folks table. Okay. Me and you, we at the children's table. So just come sit over here with me at the children's table. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna get fed. We still gonna get some drinks. We might overhear a little bit, but we don't speak on issues that we don't know, ma'am. We don't do that. Okay. At the children's table. We don't do that. So we just gonna come over here and chill with me. All right. At the children's table. All right. So that's pretty much all I have. Okay. That's pretty much all I have. I gotta call a spade, Mr. Mika, and you dead wrong for this one. Dead wrong. Why are people mad? Money rules everything around me. Drop mic. Who you dropping the mic on, Tamika? What are we doing? All right. So look, like once again, And I don't care if I never get invited to an event. I don't care. Ain't nothing in Lorman anyway. But I'm gonna call a spade, Tamika, and you dead wrong for this one, my girl. You dead wrong. So once again, he said, get in the corner and put your finger over your lips. Just yeah. What's the hush emoji? So that's what I'm gonna need you to do on this one, Tamika. Just it's okay. It's okay. Just sit this one out. You know, you'll bounce back. Okay, you'll bounce back. But I just want to know why y'all allowing people with just a few more SWAC hours than me to be involved in that. Just a few more. Yeah, she probably got about 6 more hours more than me, and y'all letting her get away with stuff like this. Y'all letting her get away with stuff like this. All right. So listen, Tamika, this ain't it. This ain't it, boo boo. This ain't it. All right. So, you know, it's your boy Scotty, off script in the morning. I was trying to see if I get sure. I do got a couple callers. Hey, what's up, Mr. Steve? Talk to me.
Man, I'm waking up, getting ready to start work. You hear the frog in my voice, and you're going to slick back before noon. But on a serious note, this really is a failure of the SWAC commissioner now. You cannot have one of your flagship schools right now in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
The day that Alcorn didn't have a trainer, Charles McClellan should have made a phone call to that AD and said, what do we need to do to help you?
Mm-hmm.
Because all conferences have emergency funds for situations. And you call all the rest of the schools and say, we have a school A that's having an issue. No different than when Jackson State loaned their buses to another school to get them out for the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Charles McClellan should have called the president, AD, and said, what do we need to do? And flown in trainers. Because now, and somebody, again, I'm waiting for the question, have trainers arrived on the campus yet? Because I heard some people say yes. I heard some people say no. I haven't seen the game be canceled. But the commissioner needs to come in and help the school. That's why you have and be part of a conference.
Yeah.
Because the SWAC is getting so much good publicity right now.
You don't need this.
And that's my thing.
Yeah.
You don't need this at all.
Yeah.
Because let's be clear. There are haters out there. Dion brings haters. And I'm not saying that as a negative. I'm saying that as a positive. People do not want to see this conference and Jackson State and the FAMUs and Alcorn and the Southers to come back to life in football.
Yeah.
That messes up the money balance real quick. Because I'm going to throw something at you guys talking about Power Fives and things like this. Let's just think about something real quick. Not to get on Jackson State, but I'm using a bigger whole of what's going on. Dion is recruiting players. He had the 55th recruiting class. Iowa State was behind them. So if Dion recruits like that and Iowa State recruits below him, that technically means he would have more talent than Iowa State in 4 years.
Yeah.
Which means he could play Iowa State because technically on paper, he should have more talent. So when you got Alcorn, one of your flagship schools, with a name player like Steve McNair, his alma mater, struggling, and now we got people on Twitter doing Twitter beef or being passive aggressive, she needs to be fired just for that. Because they have social media policies at schools for stuff like that. And probably what happened is that her Twitter is private.
Yeah, it is.
Derek is following her.
It is.
He screenshotted her, and look at what's happening. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. So this is a serious situation. First of all, for the kids, and then for the university.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen if they have to replay that money back? If they don't pay it. So them folks going to want their money back.
Yeah, I read in the USA Today, they broke it all the way down. They said if they don't play the game, they owe they owe the school, South Alabama, $360K. They have to pay that to them for the breach of contract.
So again, I'm going to go back to the commissioner's level. You don't have trainers, but the SWAC schools have trainers. The money schools have trainers. Damn, you got plenty of trainers. Alabama State got money. Southern. Grambling is right down the street. Jackson State. You have to utilize your resources as a conference to help. I mean, this happens at any conference. So that's my problem with this situation. And to see this early in the morning, and this is Thursday, and we're still talking about this.
Yeah.
This is something that could have been solved by the commissioner calling all the ADs. Who can we send down? We're going to pay for them a plane ticket. We're going to pay for a hotel, and they're going to work with all. And it really would have been a nice story. Hey, FAMU sends your training staff down to help a fellow SWAC member. Boom, 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 and it would have been that.
That would have been dope. Yeah, that would have been dope. The SWAC helping the SWAC.
And that's what should have happened. But now we're on the he said, the she said. We got people saying, well, school ain't never done this. And all. See, that's what all the ugly stuff comes out. Because, see, and this is the bigger thing that I'm concerned about Alcorn, because this is what happened to FAMU. And I'll say this real quick, but just to make a point. When we had that death in the band, it was a big story. But guess what happened? The Florida board got in there, and they said, well, hold on, wait a minute. Not only FAMU somebody died, but y'all got 100 people in the band that are not even students.
Wow.
And y'all paying per diems, but they couldn't get them, so somebody's keeping the money. Uh-oh.
Put a light on all
check out
that.
some more stuff.
Yeah.
See, one thing leads to another. So you think that situation about the trainers, only thing going on in Alcorn? Oh, it's 50 more things that everybody's been covering up. That's why they say don't let folks in your business. See, now you didn't let the white folks in your business.
Yo, they have a saying in the military is the same thing. They say don't get your sergeants in your business. Handle your business so they don't get into it. Yep.
Bro, because you know what's about to happen. So this is what's about to happen. We're going to find out all types of stuff that's going on in Alcorn within the next week or two. Especially if they don't play that game. If they don't play that game, and this goes into week 2, because I think they have a conference game next week, don't they? I have to look at the schedule, but I'm pretty sure they should.
I can check the schedule real quick while you talking.
You know, so they probably have a conference game.
Oh, yeah. They got UAPB, because I said they was going to be 0-4 when they came into that game. Yeah. So they got UAPB.
Yeah, you can. Now, you're talking. Now, think about from a SWAC point of view. You got the spring West champion versus the former East champion who was favored to win the West. Yeah. And then you got issues with that game. And you're going to your TV partners, and you don't think ESPN is like, what y'all got going on down there? Are we going to be able to show this game?
Yeah. Are we going? Is the game going to be able to be played?
Yeah. And then again, the kids, like I say, people from Alcorn know better than I. If you're not getting treated right now, and if we've got soft tissue injuries and things like that, or somebody's not getting treated and had an injury and nobody knew, what you think is going to happen to that kid the following week? So that's I got a big problem with this, and this is something that again the commissioner needs to step in and see what's going on. And I'm not saying that he has not, but I'm just saying I have not heard from a SWAC point of view. It should have been a press release. We understand what's going on at Alcorn. The commissioner is working with the president and the AD, and we've got trainers. Because again, you can pay trainers.
Yep.
Got Ole Miss sitting right there. Them white folks will be glad to come say today.
Get their name in the newspaper.
What? And Horn went to Ole Miss. So that's the thing about it. Everybody talking about it's politically correct. I mean, politically connected. Look, Negro, call somebody. Because I would have been calling Ole Miss the first thing.
Oh, man.
And Ole Miss would have did it. They would have did it, trust me. Just to make Alcorn look bad, they would have done it.
Yep.
So that's it, man. I'm gonna let you get back on it because I just saw. But I'm disappointed that an administrator is out here tweeting like a 16-year-old. I need you to be working to solve issues, not make more issues.
Now, Mr. Campbell, now the crazy thing is, if this was an athlete, now how bad would this have been? If this was an athlete come on now. Accountability. I need it.
We will be destroying him, talking about he needs to be kicked off the team.
I need accountability.
And he would be kicked off the team. Yep. So that's crazy, man. Keep doing your thing, man. I'm going to get back and jump back off because I'm like, what is this going on this morning? This is crazy. This is disappointing.
It is. Disappointing. Hey, appreciate the call as always, Mr. Campbell. I appreciate it. You already know who that was, the legend, Mr. Campbell. You know, the GOAT trash talker himself. Hey, David, you live. Talk to me.
What's up, man?
What's good?
Hey, man, you know what I told you last night about the state institution, the IHL?
Yeah.
And all the stuff that's going on. Basically, like I said, if they find out all this stuff right now, man, they're going to come down to Alcorn and investigate what's going on, what is going on at their school. Because those people don't like to be in the news for bad. They don't like to be in the news for anything bad. They want to be in the news for everything that's good, that's going good for their institution. So if this is also a trickle down effect because you're not only just affecting the football team, but you also got the volleyball. You also got what's another fall sport that's in right now. You got
soccer's coming up. Soccer's coming up. Basketball's coming up. Yeah,
basketball coming up. So like, you don't have these trainers in here, then that's a trickle down effect because then some of these, these teams ain't gonna be able to practice, and then that's really gonna be a bad look on your school. And like I said, it all starts up at the president. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all doing with this money? What are y'all doing? Are you misappropriating these funds to give to your actual athletic program? Not just the football team, but your whole athletic program.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
so
I get you.
It's starting off at the president level, and then it goes to the AD. And I don't know what this assistant, the associate AD, is doing, going on Twitter, going back and forth with somebody on Twitter, but that ain't no good look on you either. Even though you might say it's protecting and stuff like that, the administration's gonna look at that and be like, hey, either A, you need to go and retract what you said, or B, you might well just go ahead and find you a new job.
And the latter needs to happen because because I want the same accountability that you would have for an athlete or any student that comes across the Twitter feed, and that's why they all have this social media policy and athletes and kids can't do this and they can't do that. Now, if a kid got on there bashing McNair and bashing the athletic department, he would be kicked off the team and probably kicked out the school. I need that same accountability.
Right. Everybody needs accountability. Everybody needs to have some sort of accountability about what's going on in this situation.
Yeah.
It's sad that this school that's been winning in football, just mainly for football, been winning for years, and you cannot give this man an athletic trainer, a full-time athletic trainer. And like I say, it's just not for him. It's for every other sport that they have. You can't survive. You can't survive. You can't even sniff the court or the football field or the soccer field without some sort of athletic training whatsoever.
That's real. Hey, appreciate the call.
And that's all I gotta say, man.
Hey, appreciate the call, David, as always.
All right.
I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Listen, bro. Like I said, it's a lot of things that my mama said that has probably gone in one ear out the other, right? But one thing that has always stuck with me in my life is she's always made the mantra, right is right and wrong is wrong. And this is wrong. And I just want that same accountability you would give for a student or athlete who came at your school sideways. This girl is shooting shots at a McNair, okay? And McNair has done more on his pinky, has done more on an off day for Alcorn than Tamika has for the school. Let's not play. Let's not play. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up? Good morning. This is DeAndre out of Charlotte.
What's up, DeAndre? Talk to me.
The question I have is the boosters, because we know how that is. This would have happened at any big school. The boosters are not going to let that happen. I think the most prominent booster is probably what's the guy who used to pay for the Packers? Donald Driver, probably Leslie. I need to know what they say because they have the money to make that go away. It's Alcorn. It's not like that AD's making a bunch. It's not like that president's making a bunch. You know what I'm saying? Well, we know if this would have been, let you say something about Bear Bryant in Alabama.
Oh, it's a
He's
wrap.
gone yesterday.
Oh, it's a wrap.
And that check is written so quickly, it might have been cashed up to him. That's how quickly.
I like that. I like it. And if you said something about Nick, you in the same boat.
And so to me, that is the thing, because I'm like, it's hard to find good coaches that wants to live in a place like, and I've been in Mississippi for Army training, but I ain't never been a lawman. But for what everybody said, I ain't nothing around there. But coaches anywhere. So yeah, to me that is. I'm waiting on a statement from the boosters with the money, because it's gonna come down to that. I believe so.
I think it's gonna be DeAndre. I think it's gonna be a very segregated line. You're gonna have people. Boosters, alumni, fans who want the AD gone, but then you're going to have a side of higher up politicians and lawmakers who want him there. You know what I'm saying? So it's really going to come down to who has the most power in this situation. It's a power struggle. It's a straight power struggle, and it reminds me, and I hate to say this, and I don't like talking politics on my channel, but it reminds me when Trump got the nomination and how people started flipping to Trump's side because he had the power. Oh, I support Trump, and I support Trump. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he had the backing. And I think you're going to see a lot of administrators go with the AD because he might have the power that he can make things happen.
Yeah, see, but my thing is, one realizes that if McNair leaves, and a lot of your people on your channel said this, it's going to be a wrap.
Yeah.
This is national news. How can the next coach walk into a recruit's office and be like, come to Alcorn?
Exactly.
Like, that's national news. You cannot. It's just not going to happen. They are going to, it's going to get so bad to where they are absolutely going to, there needs to be an audit, a third-party audit, so they can figure out, okay, what's going on. And because nobody's doing interviews. Nobody's doing interviews. And I'm pretty sure people have tried. All I've read is, hey, we have no comment. We have no comment. So it's sad. I feel for the kids. I feel for February for having to deal with all that. So, but that was my thing. I wonder what the
boosters,
especially Leslie.
Yeah.
And because they're the most prominent ones.
Yeah.
They're the ones who have the money to sit there and make this go away, per se. So, but I appreciate it, though.
Hey, no problem. Appreciate the call in, my guy. Hey, caller, you live. Turn your background down.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm calling from Germany. I love this early morning show. I can finally get the call in. Thanks for doing it.
No problem.
Man, this situation so saddens me. As a HBCU alum, Virginia State Trojans, and I've just been loving the vibe and energy that's been coming from the HBCUs, and for this to happen to a great man as Coach McNair, and his family and all they've done for that institution down there. Shame, shame, shame on that administration. Where is the leadership in this situation? Where is the president? I'm not sure who the president is of Alcorn State. Why haven't they came out, squashed this, stood up, and just show some leadership in this? How did they let this fester? This came out Monday. Here it is Thursday.
The president
Saturday.
The president is Dr. Felicia M. Nav. That's the president of Alcorn, Dr. Felicia M. Nav. Go ahead.
Poor leadership. All you got to take a look at is Joe Biden. When the situation hit the fan with Afghanistan, did he wait 4 days to come out and address the nation? He stood up, took accountability. He took accountability of himself and went and tried to right the ship.
Yeah.
And I blame the president in this situation. First of all, that I was listening to your show from last night, and this situation's been festering since, correct me if I'm wrong, since January.
Yes.
And here it is now, September.
Yes.
Come on now. Come on. What have you been doing?
Yeah.
And your first caller also, I didn't think of it, but he was right. The commissioner, and maybe the commissioner is working behind the scenes, but at this point, the day's Thursday, and this has garnered such negative publicity for not only Alcorn State, but the SWAC. I'm pretty sure the state of Mississippi is now going to go in there and initiate an investigation on what's going on. And I'm afraid to think what they're going to find. And
they should.
It's just going to roll down here.
And they absolutely should. When it comes to investigation, because what are you doing with this money? What are you doing? And at the end of the day, a trainer should be in the budget. It's not like you're asking for something out of left field. A trainer should be a part of your budget. You get what I'm saying? So it's like groceries. Okay, I know I need water. I know I'm gonna need milk. I know I'm gonna need eggs, unless you're lactose intolerant. But those are just certain things you have to have. You see what I'm saying? So how is it not put in the budget that you have that you don't have an athletic trainer, or that you don't have the money to get an athletic trainer? And the fact that you're being so cheap that you won't pay a decent wage for an athletic trainer, it goes even deeper than that. It's like, what do you expect to get for $35,000? I mean, what are these kids supposed to? I wouldn't take that job for $35,000. I don't even know what an athletic trainer does. Come on, man. Don't make no sense.
Yeah.
It does not make no sense.
Yeah. It's not making sense. Somebody at Alcorn State, the leadership.
Yeah.
And Fred McNair, I got the utmost respect from how he rallied that team after that opening season loss and all the negative criticism they gathered nationally, and then to come back and to win that game last Saturday in the fashion that they did. That's leadership. He's displaying leadership.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that he's working for this type of administration. Shame on them. Oh, I'm so mad. I don't know what to say.
Hey, appreciate the call.
All right, my brother. Keep doing what you're doing. I became a subscriber today. Love this show.
Thank you, sir. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, how you doing, Scott? This is Quentin from Mississippi.
What's up, Quentin? Talk to me.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the exact same play what they're doing at Alcorn. It's what they did at Jackson State in 2014, the IHL, Institution of Higher Learning. I don't know if you know this, but in Mississippi, we don't have any control over who our president of our university is.
Yeah.
So we can put a committee together and do a search for our candidates, but we have no final say-so over who the president is.
Wow.
So what they did in Jackson State is they came in, gave us a president we didn't want in Carolyn Myers. And then she appointed the athletic director. Now, the athletic director is the one that dismantled our athletic department, got rid of Coach Comedy and
took money and stuff from the athletic budget. The same play is being done here at Alcorn. They didn't have any choice. I don't know if they had any choice of who their president is, but they brought in the AD that had no connection to the school.
Yeah.
And they're doing the same thing because it's the IHL's way of kind of keeping the HBCUs at bay when they see it growing too much.
So hold on. So let me get this straight. Hold on. I'm trying to get an understanding. So you guys come up with like so I'm assuming that the school comes up with a finalist panel, and then the IHL makes the decision on who they place as a president or athletic director?
As a president.
Or just a president?
As a president.
That's
the IHL can put anybody on. They don't have to be anybody up your candidate list. They could be someone totally different. So we have no control over who our presidents are at our HBCUs or at any institution.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Please hold on. Let me try to get an understanding. I really want to break this down. So does Ole Miss, Southern Miss, do they have to go through those same procedures, or just Jackson State? And
yeah, they do. But look at who makes the IHL board. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
And we just got our first black IHL board member, and he's a Jackson State alumnus last year, or maybe the year before last. And that's how we got the president that we wanted this time. But the last two presidents that we had, it was somebody that we didn't want. Carolyn Myers was a president from somewhere in the East Coast, but she did the same thing to the institution that she came from that she did to our institution. She basically put no money towards the sports programs and appointed an athletic director that didn't know how to do any fundraising. And it's the same thing she did at Jackson State. So that was you gotta look at this strategic plan that the IHL board doing. You see a university or institution that's growing.
Yeah. And you
want to kind of fight for that growth.
Yeah.
And you know the front door to a university is the football program. And our football program at the time was doing very well. And that's when we had Cummings. We just lost in the SWAC championship that year. So how you fire that coach the next year?
Wow. That's wild. That is wild.
And she pointed the athletic director, I forgot the female's name. She's a female athletic director. And then we got all kind of lawsuits for sexual harassment for stuff she was doing. She fired Cummings, hired Bell, which was a non-winning high school coach. How you hire a non-winning high school coach?
In college.
I think his record from high school was like 1-13 or something like that.
Oh my God.
So you gonna hire that as your next head football coach? So that's the same thing they're trying to do with Alcorn. I don't know how they came up with their president. I don't know if there's somebody that was on their list or there's somebody that they wanted. But then you hire she hires an AD that has no association with school. He comes from Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of read between the lines and see what's going on there. Because that's another key. They're winning right now. Their football program is winning. That's the front door to that institution. So to stifle your growth, what we do is we put somebody in there that don't have your best interest in mind.
Okay.
That's what the IHL board does, yeah. So you got to kind of take it all the way up the ladder to see what's going on. And it's the exact same. They just plug and play. They just unplug your school, take out Jackson State, put in Alcorn. We're going to do the same thing to y'all. Because we see you all are growing.
Okay. Hey, appreciate the call, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's listen, that's some information right there. Hey, what's up, Mr. Dante? Talk to me.
What's up, bro?
What's good?
I was gonna call you last night, but it was just a little too heavy. But this shit is just getting more and more crazy. These comments and all this shit, it's just crazy, bro. For real. Because see, I'm not understanding. Fred McNair is a great coach. He went through the whole spring where people were talking shit about his squad because they didn't play in the spring. And for him to be like a father figure, that had to have hurt. And he kept that shit quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And then now he come to fall and he going through that same shit. I don't blame him for speaking out, for real. I don't. Because, see, what people don't understand, as a coach, you go to your AD and say, this is what I need. The AD say, okay, I'm going to get it for you. And then the president got to sign off for it.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew about these trainers that was working part-time. You feel me?
Yeah, no, she signed off on it. She was okay with it.
Right. So that's not his fault. And people not understanding that shit, but I know one thing. If they don't know what Lorman, Mississippi is, the Fred Lee, oh, they gonna really know then. Cause them people go fucking riot.
Yeah, Lorman gonna rise up, boy. They gonna rise up.
But this shit is crazy. It is. Well, I hope Jackson State hurry up and step in and get them an athletic trainer. That's what I heard that he was working on doing. And that's like a prime example right there.
Mm-hmm.
When Deion got to Jackson, all this shit that Deion say that he doing, he not doing, because he got the school that's backing him. So they go do whatever he asks. And Fred should have that same kind of respect.
Times 10. Times 10. His name, they should listen, it should be Alcorn McNair State University. That's what it should be. Like, that's how much his name should carry weight at Alcorn. Why am I debating what I need to? Because you see me do it with less. Why am I debating with you about what I need to win? Come on, man.
Exactly.
It shouldn't even. Man, listen. Don't get me
Come
wrong.
on, no,
I love
this, Scotty. 2 celebration bowls. That's $2 million.
Easy.
On top of the money game that they play.
Easy.
You can't get a trainer.
Come on, man. It's bigger than this. It's bigger. It got to be bigger than this. That's all I'm saying. It's bigger than just athletic trainers. It's bigger than them not having shoes. It's bigger than them not getting what they need. It's bigger than this. And it's sad to see that that a grown man like Derek Horn can't put his pride aside and just say, you know what? I have a damn good coach. I need to give him whatever he wants.
That's too easy. That's too simple. The swag they just made so complicated. You know, you can't level the playing field like this. They making black people look bad. Black people doing black people bad. And they wonder why these kids going to these Power 5 schools. It's showing right here.
That goes to a whole nother spinoff. And that goes to a whole nother show, because now you're seeing, like, now you can't say that, okay, this is the reason why we're not getting, for like, you, because before you wouldn't want to admit it. But now if I'm a kid and I see this, or if I'm a recruit and you're coming, like, it's no way McNair can recruit a kid. Like, I don't want to say there's no way, but a high recruit over 3 or 4 stars, you're not getting him down there. You're not, like, out of high school. Nah, you're not getting him out of there. You're not getting him.
And just think about it. Montel Jordan, his son just went to Alcorn.
That's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a tough one.
You feel me?
It's gonna be a tough one.
Now these celebrity kids are starting to go to these HBCU. You don't think they're about to put that out there? Like I put in a comment, my son talks to me every day. So I know what's going on down there at Jackson State.
Yeah.
But I don't say nothing.
Yeah.
You know, people talk. It's gonna get out. But this shit is crazy right here.
Especially if you're getting done wrong.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're getting done wrong. You know, listen, shoot, I'm a mama's boy. So I know if I was in college getting done wrong, I'm calling my mama. Like, I don't care what you're talking about.
Right.
Listen, mama, they ain't treat me right down here. They lie. Like I would just be real. I would be like, mama, they ain't treat me right. I ain't got no shoes, mama. My locker's wooden, mama. I want to come home. I want to come home. Like, that's exactly what I've been saying.
Exactly.
Hey, but appreciate
you're doing a great show.
Hey, thanks, Dante.
Bringing light to,
I said thanks. Appreciate you.
And you just keep doing what you do. I know you probably thinking of something to help out. So just let me know what you need, and I got you.
Say less, Dante. Appreciate you, my guy. Peace.
All right. let me know what you need. I got you.
What's up, Smash?
They left out there. Appreciate you, my guy.
Man, bro, I ain't gonna be long. But remember what I told you that day? Problems that happen off the field at HBCU that affect on the field. And we said that, but everybody was saying we was being boring and we killing the show. Stop. I'm gonna say a few things. One, it wouldn't surprise me if Alcorn don't have the funds to pay athletic training. You know why? Because like I told you, so it be corrupt stuff that be happening in HBCU administration, all that skimming off the top. You and no boy just broke down how many celebration bowls, how many championships, and how much money you know that the program may have. Where does that money go? Other problems that like you're surprised that like the governor picks the president of the school, right? So let's just refer back to saying like how we always talk about how PV went under the Texas system, right? HBCUs get their hand forced a lot. So pretty much, all right, this is gonna happen to you. We're gonna keep picking your president and we're gonna run your school how we want to run it because he's gonna be a yes man, most likely. He's gonna put the funds and the money that the government give, the state give the school, whoever we tell him to, because we picked them and we expect y'all board that y'all pick to support in all these decisions when they may not support because whatever. Yeah. Versus as y'all come under our system and let us fund y'all anyway just to keep y'all alive. So the gun been getting pointed at HBCUs. When we pointed out, everybody said we talking, it ain't football, it ain't about FBS. No, it's bigger problems at these schools that we just don't talk about, that we know about, that we just keep hush. Yeah. That affects players. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So even back to your point, I was calling the other day. At my high school, shit, we had like 2 or 3 trainers. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm in high school and I got trainers and I come to college and I don't got one, what the hell?
Make that make sense.
What the hell?
Make that make sense. I mean, like, come on, what are we doing? Like, I had trainers in high school, you know, and I didn't even think about it. You know, I'm just like, yeah, I had 2 trainers, and that's high school. Now, you know, you would say Maryland, we got money or whatever, but you know, whatever. But my whole thing is, it shouldn't even be a thought. Why is this even a conversation? Like, that's my whole point. How is this a conversation that y'all ain't got no trainers? Make that make sense.
Like I said, Scotty, bro, and even with the training shit, let's be honest, everybody on here who know about HBCU sports, they may have a trainer, and the other trainer is gonna be like grad assistants or like kids who majoring in like, you know, sports medicine and just trying to get some intern hours. HBCUs don't really be having trainers for real. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for all of them, speak for most of them, you know what I'm saying? But that's something that go and say, because all of them on the sideline, khaki shirts and the school short. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And maybe like a little, you know, some band-aids going on, some of the supplies. But nevertheless, Doc, this is not, it's a common, it may sound sad, but it's so common. And like I said again, it would not surprise me if they don't have a trainer because some money got skimmed off the top, or some money going in the wrong places, so where they probably just can't even afford one, and it's just not even coming out to say it. But that audit is gonna tell it all. Where the money went to. You know what I'm saying? All of that. When they do come out, we're gonna be like, man, that's a damn shame.
So let me ask you a question real quick. Okay. So because I want to understand this in full effect. When you go to the Celebration Bowl, does the school get $1 million or does the conference get $1 million? Like, I want to be very clear about that. Does the school who goes to the Celebration Bowl get that $1 million, or does the conference of the SWAC get the $1 million and they divvy up accordingly?
I thought the schools get it.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking. No, I was just asking. I just was throwing that out there.
Yeah, I thought, you know, we just never been in Celebration Bowl, so I can't tell you. I would definitely thought that the schools get the money. You know what I'm saying? I thought that's what it was. That is your reward for making it to the Celebration Bowl. And let's just say, well, I doubt the conference get it, Doc. I doubt the conference get it. You know what I'm saying? But the schools should get it. But let's back up. Fuck the Celebration Bowl. They should have money from each student that pays football fees and all this dumb other fees that the HBCUs have on your bill statement. They should have enough money for a coach. But I'm telling you, Oscar, how much you want to bet? We can make a friendly bet that the reason why they don't have a trainer is because they don't have money somewhere for it. But I got a bigger problem, bro, that you may not know. Everybody on here who go to HBCUs, how many times do you hear our professors complain about they didn't get paid on time? Professors get paid one time. They're on furlough. That's the big thing that happened in HBCUs, but nobody don't ever speak about it. you talk about a trainer, we might not have money to pay so many professors. And how many times in the HBCU, everybody who go on here go to HBCU, since we talk about it, let's talk about it. How many times do we have you in a whole 2 years with adjunct professors? You mean to tell me a professor failed you last semester and you can't go back to them 2 semesters later because there was an adjunct or there was somebody who just was there in grad school or grad assistant teaching a real class? You know what I'm talking about? It's stuff that happens off the field, off script, that we don't talk about that affects on the field. You talking about somebody from a SWAC athlete to a bad head to understand everything about an HBCU, somebody who worked in recruitment. I understand these things, bro. Look, everybody's saying true. I'm just speaking facts. But when we talk about this, y'all be still talking about that. Y'all get on off script case when he said you should play about playing the big schools in these money games. That's why I really didn't appreciate what Coach Prime said the other day, because like that goes back to one of them things about if you know that we need to play these money games, we know we're not supposed to be playing these schools. We know it's very dangerous. We know it's really suicide. When you think about it, bro, the schools really be needing the money for other reasons because they be skimming off the top. Skimming off the top needs to be a topic of one of your shows, bro. And it's facts, and it happen every day. But nobody ain't gonna say nothing. That's my time off script. You know what I'm saying? I know I expose a lot of stuff, but it needs to be said. It needs to be said, Doc. I bet you Alcorn don't have the funds to hire a trainer, and he just ain't saying something because the money got misappropriated. I'm going.
Wow. Appreciate the call. Appreciate the call, Smash. That was Smash Time Productions on the call. Man, listen, I felt like I done stepped in some stuff that's just like, wow. Like, wow. Like, what? Like, this is it's like an underground world, like kind of like Fight Night. like, I didn't even know this was going on. Like, man. That is a lot. It's just I don't know, man. Like, it's just crazy to me when you start putting things together and you start hearing it from people in it and around it and about it. It's like, this is really going on. Like, these things are really happening. And to me, it's like, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen at PWIs because we know they do, but we know it does. But their funding is so big, you don't see it. It doesn't affect anything. But understand if you're a part of the HBCU culture and the SWAC environment, you understand how important money is. So to be skimming off the top of an institution that is already trying to survive with what they have is flat out despicable, bro. Like, I mean, it's flat out despicable. It's despicable. I mean, like, it's like stealing from the homeless. It's like, why would you do that? You know they need the money, and I'm not calling HBCU schools homeless. I'm not doing that. Don't jump on me. I'm not calling HBCU schools homeless. I'm just giving you an analogy of how despicable it is. It's like stealing from an old lady. You know what I'm saying? It's bad. It's bad, man. It's bad. So, wow. Damn, Smash. That was, whew, that boy out here dropping nuggets. Jesus. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
It's Malcolm.
What's up, Malk? Talk to me.
The money is allocated to the conference, not the school.
Okay, so how do they then from there? How do they? You know how they distribute it?
I don't know the allocation after that, but it goes to the conference. So if it's going to the conference, then Alcorn's not getting all the money if it's going to the conference, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm assuming, and this is just me guessing, I'm assuming there's tax on that $1 million, you know, as prize money or whatever. It's tax off that. So you tax that, and then you give it out to 6. Well, before, but through when Alcorn came, it was 4 schools. No, it was 5 schools. Yeah, 5. So you divvied out $1 million. Oh, hold on. To the whole conference, to the whole SWAC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh man, you barely getting 100,000.
So people have to understand that, and I've already said it when I called, that where is the SWAC located? Where are those schools located? In those red states. They do things differently. I think it's kind of reckless to talk about misappropriation without talking about those states and how they have the unequal distribution to smart schools. So I kind of agree with Levi. That
Hey Malcolm, your phone Malcolm, your phone is breaking up really bad. I don't know if you got to get better reception, but your phone's breaking up.
Okay, I'll go to another room. But can you hear me now?
Yeah. You're good.
Okay. So it's all about where the schools are located. I've said it on many occasions: Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas. Now we have Florida. So, and I don't know if it would be improper for me to speak on Bethune, which is a private university, and then Sam Houston, they just joined the SWAC. But in Alabama, those states, they run things differently. There's always been an unequal distribution, so therefore, those schools can't afford to have anything misappropriated. All the other schools, Ole Miss, they have a cushion. So even if someone's doing something behind the scenes,
they
still have enough of.
Yeah.
Hello.
They have enough money to not show.
And they could be. And they could trust me. And I don't work in education, but I've worked in enough places where things like that happen at what will be deemed as Fortune 500 companies. I'm not going to go there, but it's easy to do that when you have a huge cushion where money's being misappropriated. I don't think we should jump to the conclusion that it's misappropriated. I really don't want to call the show again because I'm always getting cut off. But I had to correct you guys by saying that, no, it's going to the conference. So let's not jump to the conclusion that's misappropriated. Number two.
So let me ask you this, because you're making a point, but I want to ask you this: if you know every month you have to buy groceries, do you not budget for that accordingly? Yes or no?
Yes, but you have to understand some of the people in place. The only thing I could justify that Mr. Horn is that he probably doesn't really care too much about the football team. There are people who just don't. They care more about other, like Alcorn is known for their nursing program. So he probably want to allocate more money toward that. And he says, well, Fred McNair has been a rock star and he's always been able to do the most with limited means. Why should I, let's just keep it going.
But Malcolm,
and he probably has more of a conservative approach when it comes to allocation of money.
But Malcolm, my question to you is how is an athletic trainer not in your budget? That's my question. You can call.
Okay, I'm not going to. It would be inappropriate for me to speak on that. That's why, and also I don't talk about things I don't know about. So I don't know what's going on at Alcorn. I just want to make sure y'all understood that the money's going to the conference.
I appreciate that. I really do.
But my other thing is, I also want to say, the other day when I talked about Dion.
It's not a conversation about that. It's not a conversation about Dion. This is not a conversation about Dion, Malcolm.
No, but it is related to Alcorn from the standpoint that Fred McNair wants to be the coach at a HBCU. He has the school's best interest. There's a distinction between a coach, Fred McNair, and Dion. And if you watch the media sessions and you hear all those coaches, I don't know, I watch it on YouTube, I don't know what day it comes on, but when you listen to all those other coaches, there's a more humble approach.
Okay.
They all have their swagger, but they really value their institution.
So let me ask you this, Malcolm.
Whereas Dion is always talking about, well, I have to wear so many hats and I got to deal with this, deal with that. Many of these coaches,
Malcolm,
they know what's going on, but they make it work.
Can I ask you a question? You just spoke and said, I don't want to speak on issues I don't know, but you're saying that these other coaches are more humble than Deion Sanders. These other coaches are this more than Deion Sanders. You don't know anything about Deion Sanders. You don't know anything about him. You don't. You've never met him. You don't know anything about him. So why do you go there? You can't say on one issue, oh, Scotty, I'm not going to talk about that because I don't know about that. And then you're going to speak on a man's name that you don't know with no facts.
Because of what I see in the documentary.
So we can also speak about what we see going on at Alcorn. They both go the same. So what you're not making any sense, my guy. You can't say one side of it to say you can't speak on it, or somebody else can't say it's a misappropriation of funds. You said, oh, I don't have enough information to say it's a misappropriation of funds, but then you turn right around. And you're talking about somebody's character. Is that not a huge accusation? You're talking about somebody's character. You're saying he's not humble, and you don't know why he's at an HBCU. He's not there for the right reasons. That's an accusation. Is that not the same? Come on, college graduate. Is that not the same?
No, because I have enough of a sample size with Deion to know what he's about.
So, and we don't have enough information to say it's a misappropriation of funds. Is that not the same? This has been going on for 6 years, so we don't have enough. The HBCU community does not have enough information to say that this is not a misappropriation of funds. Yes or no?
I'm going to conclude it this way. It would be worse for me to say that an HBCU misappropriated money as opposed to question the character of one person. I'll leave it at that. I don't have time for your shit. I have to work.
All right, Malcolm. Oh, that boy got because he got caught. Listen, I do this. All right. I will catch you up in your words. Don't say you ain't got time for it now. Don't say you ain't got time for it now. You got caught up. Got me feeling bad. Caught up. That boy got caught up. Stop playing. Hey, Conscious, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Malcolm took his ball from the playground and went home.
Oh, man. Man.
Malcolm said, I'm going home to my mama. Y'all can't play at the court no more. All right.
I'm taking my ball. Is this my ball?
Oh, man.
I'm taking it.
Oh, all right. Look, Malcolm, we know you hate Deion. We get it, man. But don't let your hate blind you from being perfectly objective and honest about the situations that are going on. That's my advice to you, bro. That's my advice to you. All right. So, Scotty, let's talk, man. All right. I sent you a link a few minutes ago, so you're gonna have to go back up to the top, to look at it.
Okay.
But it's a link that discusses the power of the IHL in the state of Mississippi.
Got you.
And I'm bringing this up because many people in power and the legislative process for the state view the IHL as the fourth most powerful entity in the state of Mississippi.
Wow.
All right. That's how powerful they are, because they oversee all of the colleges and the universities in the entire state, which means they get to determine when you can build a dorm. They get to determine if you're going to increase your tuition. They get to determine any additional fees that you want to deploy to your student population.
Mm-hmm.
They get to determine if you want to build a parking garage or whatever the case is. They have complete control and sign off on everything that the colleges do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the big problem is there's a lack of minority representation on the board, of course, obviously. I think on the board right now, last I checked, there was only 3 Black members on the board. One of them was replaced, and we don't know if he's going to be replaced or has been replaced with another minority member. I think Bob Owens was his name. He was a Jackson State grad. But with that being said, it's important to understand that when you start looking at the minutia and the small details of what's going on at Alcorn,
mm-hmm.
the IHL is already involved. So for the people that's in the comment section, trust the IHL is already on a call with the president of Alcorn and with their administration in regards to this issue. It's already going on. Now, the thing that I need to highlight, and I spoke about this the other night about the exposure and the transparency that needs to take place. This has to happen because here's what's going on. We know
that this is nothing different than happens at Power 5 institutions. It may not be a trainer, but it's probably paying players under the table. It's probably giving players cars. It's probably athletic directors having flings and affairs with some of the people and across the team sports. It's all. I mean, just the other week there was an issue at Ole Miss where one of the coaches was having an affair with one of the players on the softball team.
Wow.
And none of them got reprimanded.
Wow.
None of them got reprimanded. So that's when you have big money like that, you can minimize the impact, the social impact of the consequences. Where here's the thing that happens with us. We see this stuff. We learn this behavior when we go to these institutions and get this experience. And then we carry that behavior over to our institutions, thinking that we can get away with some of this stuff. And we can't because we don't have the money that some of those other universities have to cover up our dirt.
Wow.
As I said the other day, this is not something we knew in the spring about the trainer issue with Alcorn. It was not publicized, but a lot of people knew about it. Now you're telling me something that was going on in the spring still becomes an issue going into the fall? How is that possible? It's possible because of politics. This stuff has been going on, but now I applaud Fred McNair for bringing it to the forefront because it has to be aired out. You cannot heal yourself. You cannot get rid of an infection unless you expose it.
That's fair. That's right. That's right. You got to clean, and you got to clean it all out. That's what they say. You got. Hey, listen. When you get an infection, I got some nurses in my family that you have to clean it completely out. Can't leave none of that old stuff in there. Got to get gone.
Got it. It's got to get going. You got to clean the whole thing out. I remember one of my homeboys got bit by a brown recluse.
Oh, those are not. Oh my God.
He got bit by a brown recluse, and it was on his ankle, and he thought it was just an ant bite. And about a week later,
it's a big old hole.
They're talking about cutting off his leg. So he's like, he told the doctor, I need to keep my leg, man. Of course. So they're in there scoping out his leg. Man, to this day he has a huge gash going into his ankle because of all the cartilage and meat that they had to take out in order to save his ankle from the infection.
That's crazy.
To the Alcorn, there's an infection. And my guess, again, I'm going to be different from Malcolm. I'm going to speculate because it doesn't add up. The president is silent. The athletic director is silent. And the only other person that is voicing their concerns is McNair. So that tells me there's some complicit behavior that's going on as if they know this, but they're trying to push McNair out. And I would hope that they learn from what we did to Comedy and not to replicate that same thing with McNair. Some people may disagree with the way Comedy was pushed out or whether or not he should remain the coach. I don't think you do bad by people just because you don't want them at your organization or at your school.
Because we're all grown enough.
You don't do wrong for wrong, people. And it's simple as that.
I feel like we're all grown enough to understand. Like we all work with people that we wouldn't be friends with, but you do the job. What are we here to do? Grow young men and women to have a better life, either in athletics, in their futures, professionally. Just build a family culture here. Like we cannot like each other and get the job done. But I feel that
exactly.
I feel that. Once again, I don't know who caused the rift, but once again, McNair is royalty. So there's some part of that you have to bite the bullet. You know what I'm saying? There's just some of that you got to bite the bullet and be like, you know what? He is a McNair, right or wrong. It's a little bit of that. He does have legacy. So whomever that is who caused the rift, but at the end of the day, can we be men? And I feel like McNair is more of that kind of guy. Like, bro, I might not have to like you, but as long as you take care of my kids, we cool. As long as you take care of my boys, we good. And I feel that's who McNair is at his core. But since they're taking it out on him and his boys, now we got a problem.
Yeah. Well, to the previous caller who said, not the caller, one of the guys in the comments about the IHL and appointing presidents. The IHL does play a huge hand in appointing presidents of the universities of the schools in Mississippi. And it's proof of that because previously Jackson State had the poor, we were on the poor end of us having a president that we did not want at our university, that none of the alumni wanted. But he was pushed down our throats. And of course, it ended in a very sour and sad type of situation with him being arrested for prostitution. So I am one that I will be honest and fully transparent. And I'm just going to say this. The IHL is wicked, has always been wicked, and there needs to be some transparency on their end because at the end of the day, the IHL is a pay-to-play scheme. And you're going to see in that article that I sent that basically, if you contribute to the governor's campaign, and depending on the amount that you contribute to the governor's campaign, determines the amount of power and appointments that you're going to receive on the IHL.
Wow.
And it's sad because at the end of the day, this is how you end up having majority representation for the PWIs like Ole Miss and Mississippi State and USM having better facilities, better monetary incentives, and better exposure across the state. I mean, right now to this very day, the IHL owes Jackson State money that we still don't have, that they were supposed to pay back years ago and still haven't paid. So it's important for everybody that's not in the state, that's in the comment sections, who are questioning why HBCUs are in the place that they are. This is one of the contributing factors in Mississippi. And I imagine if you look at some of the other land grant institutions or HBCUs that were started as land grant institutions, you're going to see the same thing. The states have consistently and insistently underrepresented and underfunded those schools. And now you have the administrators saying we got to take backdoor approaches and side deals in order to make things meet.
Hey, appreciate the call, Conscious.
No doubt, bro.
All right, always. Man, listen, I'm getting some guys on here. I am getting some guys on here. Next caller. I won't waste no time. Hey, caller, appreciate you for waiting. It's on you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Perry.
What? Hey, what's up, Mr. Perry? What's goody? Talk to me.
What's up, man?
What's up? What's up? Talk to me.
This is one of those slippery slope situations, and it can go many different ways. I don't know if you can recall, we had a conversation on your show. This was some months back. But when I brought up the conversation, like many people are talking about today, in terms of how our institutions have to deal with so many ups and downs in terms of playing politics within the state when it comes to getting money. And I could agree with what a lot of people are saying, you know, there's speculation of misappropriation of funds. But I also think in a capacity when you look at this situation, is this a trickle-down effect of not being able to play football in 2020 as well as in the spring of 2021? You know, athletic-wise, we saw across the nation a lot of programs having to cut, a lot of athletic departments having to cut programs within their athletic departments because they couldn't fund them anymore. Look at North Carolina Central, who had to cut baseball altogether. Now, I don't know the situation that's going on at Alcorn, but I think it's one of those situations where I know on one end, we look at misappropriation of funds. On another end, we look at, well, what is the state doing to help us? But I think this could be a trickle-down effect of what you're going to start to see at a lot of institutions in terms of shortage in funding, in terms of the necessities that you need in your programs. And this could possibly, I'm not sure, this is just another thought that goes into this, but this could possibly be one of those trickle-down effects of athletic budgets being cut short because you're not able to have those games in which the fans are able to come in the stands. You weren't able to play those money games that you needed in 2020 that were on the schedule. You had to forfeit, so you didn't get to play any games in spring of 2021. So you missed out on a whole year and a half of football, in which we all know at these schools, football is our number one financial generator.
Yeah.
If you do not have football, you're not going to make any money. And for Alcorn, with the school, I believe last I looked, may have a budget
an athletic budget of about $6.5 million, you start to talk about when you start taking hits of not being able to put your number one moneymaker
on the field
out there in order to make money, what happens in the long run. And I think with this case, this may be a case of that, where you're going to start to see this across athletic programs across the nation, not necessarily specifically to trainers, but you're starting to see shortfalls within athletic budgets. But then I will also say this. This is where you start to see the difference between the PWIs and the HBCUs. The PWIs particularly, and I guess I wouldn't necessarily say FCS PWIs, and I know it's hard to compare because we always put ourselves in the group of five, power five conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where you get your athletic foundations to come in part of it. This is where you get your alums to come in and put their money forward and say, hey, if we don't have a trainer, what can we do to put our money together in order to see the success for our program? You know, we look at coaches getting paid across the nation. The big programs, the coaches aren't making the millions of dollars through the school. The coaches are making the millions of dollars, and the rest of the staff are making the money that they're making because of the foundations that are put into place with the collection of alums and boosters that are able to funnel that money into the program to then take care of whatever the program needs in terms of its necessity.
Mm-hmm.
If it has to raise the salary for the coach in order to get a lucrative coach that you feel is going to make your team or put your team in a position to win championships like you want, you put all that money in that pot in order to get that. I think in this case, like many other schools, we have to learn how to put our money in that pot to take care of our schools as alums more so than waiting on the administrators that we obviously feel from this conversation that there's corruption going on. We already know you're not going to get the financial support in terms of giving from the state, especially in a state of like Mississippi. We deal with it here in Louisiana as well. That's why you have SU Day at the Capitol. That's why you have all these higher institution days at the Capitol, because you're pushing for lobbyists and all the legislators to say, hey, give us a little bit more money than what you've been giving. But this is big because alums have to then give back, collectively come together and say, well, how much is it going to cost us to get a trainer? In terms of our boosters, how much can we put together to put towards getting a trainer before we even allow anything like this to turn out like this?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is one of those situations where there's so many speculations. You can go all over the place, but you have to come together in terms of an athletic foundation, especially with one of Alcorn that has had the success over the years that it's had, where you have to put your money where your mouth is and help that program and not wait on the handout of the institution or anything from the state. We have to then put and take control of our own schools. And I think this may be an example, but at the same time, like I'm saying, this could be a trickle-down effect of athletic programs that we're going to see across the nation in terms of shortfalls when it comes to being able to have financial success across the board. And this could be one of those situations.
Wow. So so let me ask you this, Perry, before I let you go. Because I've said numerous of times you have to use your resources to use what you have, like kind of like the Players Club mantra, use what you have to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? So you already have you already have a product or a way you do things in a way, because once again, I haven't gone to an HBCU. I went to Claflin, but I didn't graduate from HBCU. So what are some things that you feel are ways that institutions can produce their own funding and kind of have a side hustle, if you get what I'm saying, have a side hustle to bring in more money?
The side hustle is big. It's what we fall short with in most HBCUs. It is alumni engagement. It's engaging our alums, because a lot of times what we see, we focus on a certain area of alums. We like to focus on the older generation of alums. Mm-hmm. And we like to constantly ask that same generation, that same circle for that money over and over and over. But yet we miss the opportunity to engage with our younger alums. Mm-hmm. The younger alums in which we typically look down, because when you're a younger alum, you're in the process of getting your life together. You're in the process of getting your career path straight. You're in the process of getting to where you need to get to, where that success that you see alumni bases all over the nation of study pulling from that older generation. Eventually, most of us will get there, but we cannot push us to the side until we get there. We have to engage us along that process.
something and is better than nan. And I always like to use that because you can't push me away because I'm not able to give $50,000 right now. But if you can get 10,000 of us as alums to give $20, that'll go a long way. It's all about how you engage your alumni base, and it's all about the support and the trust that you get from your alumni base. And I think a lot of times we miss out on that, especially when we get into situations like this, in terms of how we engage and what we do in terms of asking and what we're going to do with the money that we ask for. I'm pretty sure a lot of schools around the nation, they've been looking at that alumni center fund for years with that billboard of this is going to be our new alumni center. We're going to build this. We're going to do that. And that board been there for 25 years. You know why? Because it's how you engaging, is what you're doing in order to bring people back. It also starts with how you treat your students when they're on campus. Everybody can tell you some type of horrible financial aid story, particularly at a HBCU, in terms of somebody treating you, not treating you like as though they're trying to help you, but treating you as though you're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not talking bad on our HBCUs, but we all know no matter where you at, you deal with issues and you deal with problems.
Mm-hmm.
It's customer service.
Yeah.
It's how you treat someone while they're a customer to where when they leave, they'll continue to support you. And I think we have to engage our alums better. We have to do a better job in terms of what we ask for our alums, but we also have to gain the trust of our alums that we'll do the right things with the money when we do ask, to where they say, I'm not going to give no money because you already know what they're going to do with it. They're not going to do the right thing. They're going to do something else. They're going to put it in their pocket.
Yeah.
We have to do better in terms of what we do with that. And if we do that, I think with situations like this is a situation that could easily be turned around to where it never makes it to the storylines of where we're talking about it today. If you can get those group of alums, how much is it? Give me a ballpark. How much is a trainer? How much does it cost?
About 70,000.
Athletic trainer.
About 70,000. A good one, 70, 80,000.
So you get your alums together, you get your boosters together, and we say, hey, what can we get together to put all the way around in order to get to that number, to match that number? Maybe we can get halfway to that number. Maybe then athletics can then maybe that alleviate some issues to where maybe they can meet us halfway with that, to where then we can get a trainer.
Yeah.
You have to be able to do those type of things with foundations and everything else in order to find success, because this right here should not be a topic of a school that cannot find and have an athletic trainer when you can engage people in order to take care of that.
Hey, Perry, appreciate the call, my guy. You always dropping nuggets on here, as always. Hey, make sure you tune into Perry's Jaguar Journal Saturday mornings. Am I correct?
Yes, Saturday mornings.
Go ahead, plug it out. Go ahead and plug it out.
Oh, man, Saturday morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., the Jaguar Journal, man. We talk about Southern and all SWAC sports, MEAC, HBCUs, whatever. You know, me and my man Reggie Flood, 107.3 in Baton Rouge, but you can listen to it on iHeart anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. So, you know, go to 107.3 website.
All right.
And this will probably be a conversation that we talk about Saturday. You know, this is an interesting conversation. It really is, man.
It definitely is. And Perry, I always appreciate the knowledge and dropping the nuggets on the channel, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, P.
All right.
All right. I want to, before I get to Smash, I'm coming to you, Smash, I promise you. Before I get to Smash, I want to say something real quick, right? I think what Mr. Campbell put is very, very profound. I don't think people understand how much a little is a lot, right? And I want to take you back. I want to take you back to 2007 when Barack Obama was running for his first term, right? What Barack Obama did was mind-blowing. It actually turned political funding on its head. He made the minority the majority. And what I mean by that is he made people feel that my $5 or my $10 donation was a lot. Barack needed it because he wanted those small margins, because he understood that the people who really supported him couldn't buy $1,000 table at a gala, couldn't buy $5,000 auction price or a piece of painting, or couldn't donate just $10,000 to a campaign. He understood that. So he made those $5 and $10 and $20. I was in college and gave $10 to Barack Obama's election. You have to make the minority the majority in funding, all right? Everybody can't give $1,200 a month. Everybody can't do $1,500 a month. But I'm telling you, when you get kids and you get the energy, and like I'll give a good example right here, right now. If Deion Sanders asked his alumni base to give $20, if he asked everybody to give $20 to go to something that he has planned for Jackson State, for something he wants to do at Jackson State, the energy and the excitement for it, people would do it. College kids would do it. People who don't even know about Jackson State would do it. So what I'm telling you is you have to make funding invigorating. You have to make funding imaginative. You have to give people hope in why they're giving you money. Listen, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't like to tithe. Okay, that's a bar. I don't like to tithe, right? But I have to take the thing about it and say, you know what, God gave it to me, so I got to give it back to God. And it really hurts. It really hurts because it's 10%. If God was like, yo, bro, just give me $10 and I'm good, I would love to give God $10. I would give God $10 so fast in that collection plate, it would blow his mind. I'm like, here you go, God. You know what? Here's 15. Just because I'm feeling good. Here's a 20. Here's a whole 20, God, for next week if I don't show up at church. What I'm saying to you is most people have a hard time giving money because all they think about is what I could be doing with it. All right. Or what I could have done with that money. So what I'm saying is HBCUs, alumni, students, make the minority the majority. All right. Say, hey, guys, we need $5. $5 is nothing. All right. $5 is a sandwich at Chick-fil-A. If you can buy a sandwich at Chick-fil-A every day, you can give $5. If you can buy a Starbucks coffee at all these like $7. You can give to your funding, but you have to make that $7 sound like not like we need it, but you'll be contributing a lot with that $7. And that's my point. Barack Obama made it famous by giving a little, made it a lot. That's all I'm saying. All right, coming to you, Smash.
Contributing a lot.
Hey, go. It's on you, Smash.
And that's my point. Barack Obama. Man, boy, Perry dropped some nuggets, man, and the dude who was on before him, he dropped some nuggets. But let me tell you this. I just thought about something in my head, man. I appreciate Alcorn coach for stepping out, you know what I'm saying? But just me being a ABC alumni and understanding how these things work, I'm kind of scared now for him, you know what I'm saying? Simply because, like, Alcorn know this is a problem, and the problem is one of them things that, like, we all know is a problem, but we're going to not sweep it under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to it when we get to it. But since his name was getting out the bag, he had to say something. So, you know how, like, anything works. It's cliques, you know what I'm saying, in groups. And if you're not a part of the clique, you know what I'm saying, you're a part of the problem. For him to say something, even though they got a radar on it now, I ain't gonna say he might not be that long, but if he's not, it wouldn't surprise me. But let me tell you another thing that may be a thing. Other HBCUs and people looking at this too. You might got the ones that be like, damn, he gonna stand up for his school, but most HBCUs go through stuff like this. So what if he do get fired, or if he do, get let go like Comedy did in the same rate? Like, do you think he'll be at another HBCU? Or, I'm kind of scared for, like, the guy who speaks out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's sad that you have to think like that, but I'm looking at the reality of things.
Yeah, it's a Colin Kaepernick situation. Are you gonna, you might never see the change, but the change is going to have to come because I'm taking the hit for it. You get what I'm saying? So you might have to be the martyr and take the hit for it.
It's sad, Brian. I mean, you gotta think about this. I hate, we talking about the powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? They're the real powerhouse. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And something like this happening at Alcorn, Doc, like Alcorn, it's crazy, man. It just, I don't know. Politics and back to the point about they saying about how we don't pick our presidents and stuff like that. Presidents, when they get picked by the governor in that situation, they already have an agenda, you know what I'm saying,
mm-hmm.
of what they need to do to please the governor. They know we ain't getting the kind of money that Southern Miss and Ole Miss getting, you know what I'm saying, but they understand that we still got to please the person who put us here. Long story short, HBCUs don't, in situations like that, don't have as much power, and we got to stop acting like we don't know that they don't have that much power and do something
about it. What it is that we could do, Doc, in a situation like that, I just feel for Alcorn and I feel for my old boy, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't saying the job online. I just think about it. The whole time y'all was talking, I'm like, damn, so what's going to happen to Alcorn? Next situation, they lose their coach, you know what I'm saying? Especially with Family and Bethune coming in, it's going to be hard for them to get back on top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And see, the thing about it, though, man, see, this is the beauty of the Bible, right? And it says the last shall be first and the first shall be last. If you let McNair go, you'll see how quickly you'll become last. And then you'll see how quickly that if you just could have worked with the man, how you still would have been at the top. Like it doesn't help. Listen, pride comes before the fall. I mean, I can give you scripture for days. You see what I'm saying? My thing is that what BJ said last night, if you fire McNair, he'll have a job in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. He wouldn't. It's too easy. If I'm an athletic director and I'm seeing what you're doing with that little bit, they're not there. Listen. They are not trying to help you, and you're still winning in spite of it. I can only imagine if you had the backing of the athletic director, the backing of a whole program behind you to want you to do well. Oh, shut the front door. I'm not saying he'll win a championship like in every conference, but he'll be successful. That's all I'm saying. He will be successful.
He'll be a hella successful. And also, I don't know if you play football. Do you understand how like schools split scholarships? Like they only get a certain amount of money allocated to scholarship funds. So what they may do is I know in HBCUs, they may take my financial aid, how much I get from that, and they'll give my football scholarship, my scholarship. They'll split it in half of what it should be, a full scholarship, and give me the rest because I have funds to do that. You know how that happens a lot, right?
Yeah.
I just know a lot of HBCUs don't really even be having that much scholarship money to give the football players. You know what I'm saying? So you making a dude like how you said, athletic director is looking at this like he working with that. We got gold over here. I wonder what he'll do with this. They also got people looking at it like, oh, he running his mouth over there, so we gonna be good on him. I hate to say it like that, but that's how corrupt some programs is.
And it's sad. It really is sad because you have a gym like McNair who literally. Like, bro, let's be honest. Can we keep saying this? There's nothing in Lorman, Mississippi. There's nothing attractive in Lorman, Mississippi, other than, a legacy that McNair has brought and people who want to actually go to Alcorn State because of family or whatever reasons but you're not going to Lorman, Mississippi because you're like, man, that city life, the surrounding life of no. So let's.
And the worst part about it is, until I went to it being in Mississippi. You know what that is, Oscar?
No.
That's what Mississippi Valley is at. A place called it being in Mississippi. Lorman don't even have a Walmart. I think Lorman got maybe 2 red lights, one if that. Mississippi Valley has more, even though it's country and shit too. They got more than Northern Mississippi. The last thing they want to happen is him to transfer to Mississippi Valley and make them power. You know what I'm saying? So,
you want a country boy to stay country? Send that boy to Valley and see what he do. Send that, and half of Alcorn coming with him. That would be nasty. That would Smash. Now you got me thinking, bro. Now you got me thinking. That's nasty.
I want to see it. Because Valley, I never heard of too many, besides the normal HBCU financial problems and scandals and shit. I never heard of too many problems from Mississippi Valley. Have you?
Nah, not really.
I think it's showing. I don't know, something happened. Oscar, I'm looking at
we good.
screen.
My phone dropped out.
Well, all right. Sure, man. But yeah, that's definitely. I was thinking about that shit too, man. He go to Valley and transfer somebody like that. That'll be a change of power like crazy. And ain't on the same side, huh?
Man, listen, you gotta come see me.
Most definitely.
Hey, appreciate the call, Smash.
Doc.
All right. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up? It's Mustafa again.
What's up, Mustafa?
I was calling in reference to the I heard you earlier talking about the misappropriation of funds and how it was criminal, and it's been going on for years. I mean, remember a couple years back they had the finesse guy at Howard University Tyrone Hankerson, and now they got memes of him and everything about the financial aid scandal and how the misappropriation of funds thing happened. And I feel like as Black people, because now people are starting to give money. We have Melinda Gates give money. We have Jeff Bezos give a gang of money to HBCUs. We're gonna have to come to Jesus moment and just start snitching, and the feds gonna have to come in. We got to start locking some Black people up.
Whistleblowers. That's funny.
No, I'm dead serious because, like you said earlier, it is disgusting. We don't have that same luxury as PWIs. We don't have that amount for we don't have enough room for error. So for you to be stealing from your own people, I'm sorry. So we're gonna have to be comfortable with some Black people going to jail. That's just the truth. I didn't want to take up your time. But we just gonna have to acknowledge that. And it is what it is. Some people, we have to let the feds come in. Some people have to go to jail, and we just have to be okay with it. The same way we okay with R. Kelly going to jail. We got to be okay with it. All right? You take care, okay?
Hey, man, appreciate the call. That was funny. Oh, my goodness. We just got to be okay with it. We just got to be okay with it. We just got to take the good with the bad. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey man, what's up? This first after one.
What's up, first? Talk to me.
Yeah, man, I'm out here on my Inspector Gadget this morning, man. I was sitting here patiently waiting. So I just started hitting the Google, man. So here's the thing, right? So I live in Michigan, I live in Detroit. And I started just typing in all kind of stuff on Google. The big thing is this: she can get fired for this, man.
You talking about with the Twitters?
For her Twitter fingers. So there's a lawsuit from Alcorn State that went to federal district court from 2009. It came back up 2016, and then it came back up in 2018. And a person got fired for malfeasance and contemptuous conduct. Now, contemptuous conduct is someone that goes about doing their job, but they have contempt for the people that they're working for, or they work or act in a malignant or benign manner towards their employer. Now, here's the other thing, right? The University of Texas system, it's got 13 schools, but their policy on distributed and public distribution of so that covers Twitter and all the other stuff. Now, there's a whole section 2, right? And it starts talking about professional image aligned with its mission and ethos. All right. So, and then he's talking about public facing communications. She's a public facing figure. She's an administrator. She doesn't have carte blanche to get on Twitter and say what she thinks, especially when it comes to the university.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, I mean, a lot of what everybody's saying, it lines up, man. It lines up. So, if they just go off a strict accountability doctrine, she could be out of there tomorrow. Now, what I would expect to happen, I would expect for her to have to sit down with the school's board of regents and have a review on the policy. She may have to take some classes or something like that.
Yeah,
and get a class on social media.
Probably do a public apology or something like that. I don't know, or a private apology.
Yeah. No. It's Texas. You're doing this public.
Oh no, it's not Texas. It's Mississippi.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is it Mississippi?
Yeah, Alcorn.
Oh well, okay. My bad. All right.
This whole time,
all right, either way,
this whole time,
it's all the same
Texas?
thing. Yeah, I thought Alcorn was in Texas, man. All right.
Bye first. Oh my goodness! Come on, man. Come on, first. You've been holding on for like 45 minutes, my guy. I thought it was in Texas. Oh my goodness. Hey, Jaron, you live. Talk to me.
All right, I'll script.
What's good?
All right, man. Here we go. I'm listening to this and I'm like, wow, man, wow. But let me break it down. Let me break it down to you with Alcorn. I graduated from Alcorn in 2011. Let's just be honest. All right. So with Alcorn, we don't need money. We had a strong alumni, and another thing is we got a lot of people, alumni they make good money, they give back, Another thing is we have strong agricultural schools. So anything in Mississippi that comes through Mississippi, if it's agriculture, farming, it has to go through Alcorn. So Alcorn make their own food, they grow their own crops, they make their own meat, wine, mustardine wine, anything like that. We make money off of that. Mississippi State wanted us to merge our agriculture program with them years ago. And we was like, no, we ain't doing that.
Okay,
because why? We got the best program
hold on, Jared.
in the state of Mississippi.
Hold on, Jared. Hold on. Let me ask a question real quick. How do you have no problems with money when your kids didn't have shoes in the beginning of the season? They didn't have cleats, and now you don't have an athletic trainer. Explain to me how you don't have money. That's like me saying, hey, I'm rich, but I can't pay my mortgage. That doesn't make sense to me. Explain that to me.
That's why I'm saying it's a administration issue. It's with the AD. You should visit the campus. I know you say it's nowhere, but you can visit this campus. You'll be like, the campus is on 1,700 acres. How you don't have money and the campus is on 1,700 acres? 1,700 acres? What black person got 1,700 acres? Come on. I'm just being honest. We don't have. It's an administration issue. Let me break it down to you like this. So I keep talking about this guy Christopher Brown, right? Oh, he's the president now at Kentucky State, right? Okay. So he was at Fix First. They hired him at Alcorn, right? He came in and he met with all the students and all the fact. He said, "Hey, we finna change Alcorn. Alcorn will be one of the top schools in the next coming years, right?" So what he did, he made the bold move. He hired Jay Hodgson, the white coach. He got our football program where it needs to be, right? Mm-hmm. He got our academics where it needs to be. Mm-hmm. He got everything where it needs to be, right? Mm-hmm. So he goes to the IHL board, and they have IHL board and all of the presidents of all these colleges in Mississippi. They sit down, and he said at this meeting, he says, in the next 3 years, Alcorn will be the top school, the top college in Mississippi. That's what he told them, because he was arrogant. He was arrogant. Well, when he said that, he started getting sabotaged. So the guy Rankin, that's the president of the IHL board, his name is Rankin. He is an Alcornite, but he wanted to be the president of Alcorn. So what he did, he sabotaged and got Chris Brown. He had to leave because they said he spent $1,200 on a rug at the president's home. So they said it's misappropriation of funds or whatever. So he left. And he went to Southern, now he at Kentucky State. Mm-hmm. But that guy there, if he had stayed at Alcorn, like, we probably wouldn't even be in the SWAC. To be honest with you, we'd probably be in another conference because that guy was growing Alcorn. The problem that we have is not the money issue, it's administration issue. And this lady getting on here from Twitter, like, please, that makes she needs to go straight up. She don't have the best interest for the school. Mm-hmm. And for me, that's what I look at. I look for best interest for the school, the coaches, the players. Because at the end of the day, like you say, Northern Mississippi is not nothing around it to attract them. That's why people say it's a family, because we only see each other every day. I mean, it's nowhere. But I mean, we love each other and we love our school, because even the teachers and the professors there, they're like parents to us. So what they're saying about Coach McNair, that's not a lie. The teachers there are like a parent. I had a teacher, actually, I didn't live on campus, knocked on my door and say, "Hey, Jen Reynolds, why are you not in my class?" Wow. So that's how real it is at Alcorn. Like, they care about the students. And that's the problem. This lady, the new president, Felicia May, she didn't hire his AD. Mm-hmm. He was there when she came. Mm-hmm. That AD Horn, he was hired by Rankin. So Rankin is the guy that came in after Christopher Brown that was the president. Now he's the president of the IHL board. He was hired by Rankin. So yes, like I said, it's a political thing. It's very political, because I'm sure Nave has with Rankins and also with Derek Horn. So yeah, it's something there. It's something there. But I'm gonna tell you this: if they let McNair go, I don't understand, because this was the plan for McNair. This was the plan. I'm gonna lay it out. When McNair came in, right? They hired Jay Hopson. Chris Brown knew that Jay Hopson was not going to stay because he was going to make Alcorn was going to win, right? So McNair was his assistant. So the whole time the plan was, okay, Jay Hopson leaves, we put McNair in, the program keep winning. That was the plan, and that's what happened. You know, but now you got a whole AD that has no ties to the school. And we have to be careful there off script. When we have a person that has no ties to the school, they don't give a care about the school. He has no ties. He's Ole Miss. So my thing is, send him back to Ole Miss. That's my thing.
So okay, let me
him with it. Him with where he came.
So before I let you go, let me ask you a couple questions. Okay, so you're how do I say this? You're stuck between a rock and a hard place because I heard your AD just signed a new contract, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon. McNair is, he's on his contract. So where does Alcorn go from here? That's my point, because you either have to get along or somebody has to get along. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's either one or the other, because you've already made this a national incident. So, and people on the outside looking in, they're like, something's going to have to change. Something. And everybody wants to blame the AD, and the AD ain't going to want to take that heat. So what does Alcorn go from here?
Where I would go is, if I was the president, the AD and assistant AD, they have to go. And I would try to find me a person that's from Alcorn that has a little experience, has some experience. Because at the end of the day, that person can have some experience, but they went to Alcorn and they love Alcorn. It's a different kind of love when you have a person that went to the school. So I would try to find that person, put them in that position with the help of Coach McNair, and the program can still run.
So let me ask you this, and this is my last question. I agree with you to a certain extent. I don't think you have to have somebody from Alcorn I think you have to have somebody who respects the HBCU culture. I would say you should have an HBCU grad, maybe of the SWAC, so they understand what a McNair means to Alcorn. But I don't think to just have somebody from Alcorn is not always the best situation. And I even say that about football. Sometimes hiring a black coach does not mean he's the best coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get what you pay for, and sometimes, you don't get the best coaches. So I think in this situation, I agree with you that they do need to let the assistant and the athletic director go. But I do think you'll be okay if you got somebody who was from the SWAC, who graduated from the SWAC and has been an AD in the ranks and everything like that. Because I've seen a lot of Jackson State. I've heard a lot of Jackson State fans, Southern fans. They all have respect and honor and admiration for the school. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all talk, everybody talks their trash and everything like that. But when it comes down, everybody wants to see everybody win, because as a whole, we're HBCUs together. So I think if the assistant AD is from Central Michigan, she don't care nothing about what's going on at an HBCU. I don't care what you're talking about.
You don't.
So just because you black don't, like they say like skin folk and kin folk or whatever they say. So
all skin folks ain't the kin folk.
You know what I'm saying? So I just think that I wouldn't limit the search. That's all I'm telling you. I wouldn't limit the search to just somebody from Alcorn. I would want to get a graduate from the SWAC or from the MEAC, somebody who understands the culture, understands how funding works and how difficult it is, and go from there. That would be my suggestion. But hey, man, I appreciate the call, my guy.
So I'll script. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
One question.
Yeah.
If you're Felicia Nate, and you got a 3-step process, and you in this situation right here, what's your 1, 2, and 3 step that you would do to get Alcorn back on track?
First, I'm making a public statement. All right, that's number one. You got to make a public statement, because you got to get out in front of it. You can't let people talk in the corners of the hallway and whisper here, whisper there. You either got to take accountability. Like, I believe leaders take accountability. Hey, I'm the president. Right. This falls on me. I should have done better. Whoop-de-whoop. Take that hit That's what you get paid to do. You get paid to take hits. Take the bullet. All right, that'll be my number one. My number two is I'm sitting down with, as the president, I'm sitting down with Horn and McNair, and I'm saying, what is the freaking issue? You know, like, what is the issue? Is it for the kids or is it about egos?
Right.
Talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be flat out with Derek. I'm like, Derek, he's a McNair. Like, if anybody's gonna leave first, it'll be you. You know, I gotta be like, that's who I am. I'm gonna shoot you straight. Like, if anybody's gonna want to see somebody on the cross on this issue, it's gonna be you, Horn. So you gotta play ball, bro. Like, you can't act like your shit don't stink. You have to play ball when it comes to a McNair. Now, if he was a Mac Williams, if he was a McDonald's, if he was a Mac 11, then maybe he'll be gone because he don't have no legacy. But he's a McNair, so his sons go here. Steve went here. His family's been here. Like, y'all need to play. Y'all need to play together. And then 3, I'm getting with the commissioner. We're making a public statement saying this is not going to happen on our watch again. This is not what the SWAC is. It's not what the SWAC is about. We're going. I vow to not make this happen again. We're going to make sure that our kids are taken care of. Our kids are going to have the best facilities, and we're going to stay on top. Alcorn has been winning. We're going to continue to win, and we're going to do it the right way. Bam. That's how I would do it. And we gonna get this thing going. We're gonna get this thing turned around the right direction.
I agree, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Hey,
appreciate the call, bro.
No, you appreciate the call for you, my guy. Thank you.
All right.
Hey, caller, you the last caller. Hit me with it. Bring it home.
My man Scotty, I've been waiting, and I don't ever catch your show live, so I finally get the call, man. This is Chris, man. Watch this. Orange Blossom Classic tickets, Chris.
Hey, what's up, my guy? What's good?
I finally made it live, brother. Finally made it live.
Talk to me.
Check this out. Before I get started, I gotta say this. If you hadn't noticed, don't say nothing else about money. Some people don't like you saying they ain't got no money.
Man, quick,
don't
fast,
say nothing else like that, man.
Yeah, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Don't say that no more.
Yep.
Yeah. But real quick, man, as a diehard Jackson State fan, I would love to be all over this and talking trash and talking beef. But on the real, man, it's a lot bigger than some football talk. And I'm afraid of what just might happen. You saw what happened to us when we ran Cummings off, and by we, meaning the president, because she had a personal beef with that man, more so than fans and alumni did. She had a personal beef and ran that man off, and you see what happened to us. As much as I despise Alcorn from a trash talking, that's our rival, nobody wants to see that happen, man.
Facts.
But by some of the stuff that's been said, and I've been reading in the comments, it's all starting to add up. And it could be speculation, but it does seem like there's a personal plot or something against McNair. I mean, you got the AD working against him. The president won't even make a statement. It's like they trying to run that man out of there. And what's going to happen is they're going to end up in what I call the pre-Hobson area. They're going to be back where they were in that phase between McNair and Hobson getting there. You see what I'm saying?
In abyss. In abyss.
Yeah. And watch this. Pure speculation, just my opinion. I think it's going to happen at Southern too. You ran Odom's off, you're going to pay for it. But we're not here to talk about stuff. But on the serious, man, there's some serious issues going on down there. And like you say, at the end of the day, man, we all want to see everybody win. We talk trash and we talk beef, but nobody wants to see what's going on down at Alcorn. I mean, I got a lot of JSU people contacting me or texting me and talking about it, and nobody's picking, nobody's happy about what's going on, man. Everybody's actually concerned going, man, I think Alcorn might have some serious issues going down there. And I agree with you, what you said about you need to get somebody in there who is SWAC and understands the culture. Just look at what we got going at JSU. This is not a JSU hype, but look at Ashley Robinson. He went to Valley, but he understands the culture and the SWAC.
Yeah.
So I 100% agree with you. Like, hey, you don't need to just be hiring people based off resume and stuff. You got to get somebody who's going to be invested in your school.
Yeah.
Man, I've been in Mississippi my whole life. Everything that guy was telling you about the IHL is 100% correct. So knowing that you're fighting an uphill battle and you're playing a rigged game with the IHL, we got to come together and take care of our own.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying,
No,
bro?
I listen. You're speaking facts, and I love the fact that you brought up Ashley Robinson being a Valley grad, and coming over to Jackson State. I feel like there is once again, when I first stepped on the scene and I came for the SWAC, I'm just like, y'all, football was trash. Like it wasn't.
Right.
It was a kind of like a fence built around by SWAC fans, just like, nah, bro, like nah, shut the hell up, Scotty. You don't know what you're talking about. And you have to respect that. You know what I'm saying? It's like a family situation. Like, brothers talk bad about their brother, but if you say something about my brother, we gonna fight. I think that's what it is. So when you get people who have been in that culture, who have been ingratiated in that, grown in it, or graduated from it and all that type of stuff, they have pride when it comes to, hey, yeah, I might be a Southern grad, but I work at Jackson State. I want to see Jackson State do well. Now, in the back of my mind, am I still rooting for Southern? Yeah, I'm still rooting for Southern, but I still want Jackson State to grow because I want to see HBCUs grow. I want to see HBCUs grow. And that's the reason why a lot of people have, they have issues with Deion, but they still respect Deion because they see the potential of where it all can come from. All the exposure is coming into the SWAC. So it's a whole platter of it. But no, I definitely agree with you. And I don't wish anything bad for any school. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what I'm here for. But I totally agree with what you're saying. Keep going, Chris.
Yeah, and the killer part about it, man, a lot of people were already having eyes on Alcorn simply because they're going, okay, now we finna see what McNair is really about. All the Hobson's players are gone. These are going to be his players. And I think that's why he made that statement before that MEAC SWAC challenge. He was like, this is the most talented team I've had. I think he was trying to put himself in the forefront to say, hey, this is my team. Because, that's been our joke in Jackson. We Alcorn was running the SWAC and we were going, yeah, but you're doing it with Masters players. That was our joke.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody had their eyes on McNair to see what he was going to do now that it's fully his program, by his program meaning fully his players.
Yeah.
So you already had people watching to see what was going to happen. So I hate that this has happened on his true first watch, and this is my team fully imprinted with me, because now it may stain what he's trying to do and trying to build down there. You see what I'm saying?
No, I
just hate to see that happen from the standpoint of people who's already questioning how good of a coach was he really, or was he just getting by on the white man's players? You get what I'm saying?
No, I get you. I understand what you're saying.
So it's like, I really hate to see this happening now that it's fully his team of his players that he fully recruited, because it may stain what the man is building. And like I said, at the end of the day, man, you don't want to see nothing like that go down.
No,
if Alcorn gets removed from the throne, let it be because somebody we all just beat him fair and square on the field, not because that man had to deal with this type of crap going on behind his back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just sabotage.
Nobody wants it like that.
Just straight sabotage. And that's what it is. It boils down to straight sabotaging, because we all know, listen, none of us are born. Some of us are born at night, but we weren't born last night. And we all know you need an athletic if you don't need nothing else, you need an athletic trainer on staff, and you don't even have the decency to do that for that man. And I just can't. When I heard that you're hiring part-time trainers, what the hell is that? What is a part-time how do you you work 8 to 12 and then you leave after 12? Like, what? I mean, explain that to me. I don't get it.
Yeah, just listen to his interview the other day. He basically was saying, these people work for Merit Health. They can be here Wednesday, but I ain't got nothing for Monday and Tuesday, so we can't practice.
Come on.
And what I'm really afraid of, he played the game in the spring, because let's put this out here. All that COVID-19 is why we opted out. That was pure crap. Mm-hmm. This issue was going on then. They didn't have a trainer or a strength and coach. This is facts. I know everybody's speculating, but I got some homeboys that coach on college and the junior college level, so they got some insight. They know what really be going on because coaches talk.
Yeah,
they didn't have that then. So you come all the way back now to the fall and still don't have that. Come on, man. That makes no sense.
None whatsoever. None whatsoever.
Because they didn't opt out because of COVID. All the other sports played in the spring, including basketball.
Including. So COVID
we've all played basketball before. You sweating and you all over each other big time the whole game.
Yep.
They played.
No, it's
so
crazy.
it's like it's got to be sabotaged that we come right back. We in the fall and the man still doesn't have a trainer. And not only that, I think he just couldn't take it no more. And he said, you know what? I ain't gonna bite my tongue no more. I'm just gonna tell it like it is.
You got to, because you're gonna keep seeing. Nobody's gonna point the finger. How does it say? Like when you don't know the background, all you're gonna know is who you see. So you'll be like, why doesn't McNair have a trainer? Why hasn't McNair? But he's like, bro, this ain't on me. My job is to coach. I'm a coach. I coach, I recruit, I do my part, I win, I do all that. All I'm asking for is for a trainer. What I need. Can I get what I need? And he can't even do that. But hey, Chris, man, appreciate the call. I'm glad you got a chance to call into the show live, my guy.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, I'll be trying to catch it, man. I'll be busy, so I have to watch the replays, and I'll be like, dang, I wish I could have got in on that conversation because I'll be having some stuff to say. So I'm just glad I made it today, bro.
Yeah, man. I had some off script in the morning. I wanted to do like a little morning call in radio show thing type deal today. So, yeah, but appreciate the call in.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too. That was a good way to end it. I love that. That was pretty cool. Hey, listen, guys, so before I get up out of here, if anybody who's new to the stream, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You know how I do. If you have not became a member and you want to join the Off Script membership, NRA has been putting the link in the description below. I have 3 levels. The $4.99 one's for just donations. If you like, hey, I like the channel, I want to donate, cool. The second one is for $10. It's for people who want shout outs in my videos that I make or live streams or anything like that. And then the last tier is if you want to do membership lives only. So if you're in that last tier, I will be doing twice a month. I'll do member only live streams where it'll just be whoever's a member, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us on the call, just talking, sports, whatever topic you want to bring up, do that for about an hour, just having a conversation or whatever. So those are those perks. Now, with each tier, if you are a member, I don't care if you're just donating or you got the top tier, you will be able to cut the line when you call. All I ask is that you put your last 4 in the digits before you call. Like, hey, Scotty, I'm about to call. You put your last 4 digits in the chat. I see your number. I don't care if it's 20 people on the call. You're next. All right. That's the benefit of being a member as well. That's for every single membership. You get a chance to cut the line. All right. And lastly, before I get off, I want to show you these last 2 screenshots from the assistant athletic director. I'm gonna read them to you guys so you guys can see it. All right, let me make sure. Let me get this off the. So she says, folks are losing their minds. What he said, be an example, not a distraction. And it says, coaches strive to be mentally tough, poised, coachable, encouraging you is what you think athletes to be. Set the standard, be the example. And the next one she has is this one. All right, she also wrote this one. Says, we are at an interesting intersection in sports. Leading during a pandemic has tested everyone in different ways. We can put winning above what is going on in the world right now. As the old saying goes, money rules everything around me. Mic drop. Now listen, if you didn't get a chance to call in and you're watching this replay, hey, make sure you put your opinions down low in the comments below. I promise you I'll get with you. I try to answer everybody good, bad, or indifferent, all right? So you've been watching Off Script in the morning. All right, little new thing I just did. So until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. Make sure you tune into the pregame show. All right, make sure you tune into the Alabama Bethune-Cookman pregame show. It's probably going down around 2 or 3-ish. All right, it's going to be an hour long. Either starts at 1:30, 2 o'clock on Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you be looking out for that $100 giveaway for the person who gets the score correct. All right, so till that, peace.